Okay, in this video we're going to do another product review. I mentioned a few videos back that I had gotten in and was expecting a bunch of things to come in that I was going to do videos on. This is one of them. This is a West German military butter dish. This was issued to each soldier for use in the field, for use to carry butter, fat, or lard as part of their daily ration. Some information I found out: the typical daily issue for a German soldier was 72 grams of butter, fat, or lard per day. And each one of these butter dishes is approximately, or will hold approximately 220 grams, so about 3 days ration. Now they are about 4 inches across, about 1 inch tall. On the top, if you can see here, there is the eagle of the German Bundesrepublik, or Federal Republic, West Germany. On the back, if I can get this to focus in right, which I really can't, you have two sets of numbers. The top number is a NATO stock number, and below it, if I had to guess, you have a factory code, and then the date of manufacture is my guess. I'm not certain on that, but I know looking at the top number here, that is a NATO stock number. I recognize the general setup of how they're laid out and that. Now, these are made out of aluminum. You have a plastic liner in the bottom, and it can be removed if you need to. It's not melted or molded into the container. You have an airtight rubber gasket up on the lid. If you can see here, you got little notches where the studs on the side of the dish go into line up, and then you turn till it's tight. Now these things, I guess, are starting to get to be a little bit more popular in the prepper and survival movement. They're using these for carrying dry items out in the woods, such as coffee grounds, but also they can be used obviously for carrying around butter. So this is a way to carry around an additional item for your rations, an additional source of fats for your diet. Now remember, with wild game, most of it is not going to have that much fat on it except later in the year when they're getting ready for winter. This would be a way to supplement some of those fats that your body will need. I've heard it said that, and read, that with small game, especially rabbits, during the summer, you don't want to eat them because there's not enough fat, and your body will actually use up its own fat reserves while it's trying to process that extra lean meat. Well, this gives you a way to add some fat to it while you're preparing it. Or if you have a lot of grains and stuff, you're eating a lot of breads and that, you now have a way to carry some butter out in the field to spread on the bread. I watched a video of a British backpacker on YouTube here who used one of these when he was out backpacking and stuff, and he said that this dish actually helped keep the butter he had inside very cool. It did not liquefy. That part of that has to do with the aluminum casing. For those that do not know, aluminum distributes heat. It takes a long time to heat up. Aluminum only heats up when it heats up evenly across the entire material that it's in, or that it's made of, or whatever. So this entire casing has to heat up evenly. It's not like steel where you can end up with hot spots. You know, this part over here can warm up and this part can stay cool. With aluminum, it spreads the heat out. Now, butter is a shelf-stable product. You can keep it out on your dinner table, out on top of your kitchen counter. So it is a stable item that you can carry inside your pack. But if you're in a warmer environment, say a desert environment, maybe the extreme southern part of the US, you know, that butter's going to melt, but if you have this closed up tightly enough, maybe it'll keep it from leaking out all over the stuff inside your bags. But this is an option for adding to your mess gear inside your packs. If you want to, you could probably give it a shot of some spray paint to cover up the shininess. Otherwise, the only time you're really going to pull this out is when you're cooking around a campfire anyway, or back at a base camp, so it's probably not going to be as much of an issue. Now, right now, the best deal I've come across them is at Coleman's, and I will put a link in the description. They're selling 2 packs of these for $7 each. I noticed that Sportsman's Guide does have them, but they're charging about twice as much for only a single butter dish. So you can get a 2-pack of them for Coleman's for half that price. An additional item for varying your diet out in the field. Now, for all my engineer brothers in the Patriot and Militia movements, always remember, essayons.